Hey, there you are. Yep, could be a little confusing to get in here. Let me, Yeah, there you go. I can now. Yeah. Are you all set? It's not a big deal if we got to push it back. It'll be all right. It's only gonna be the people who are watching, and then I'm gonna edit it later. So you know, yeah, it should be pretty. We're not. It should be pretty. It should be
Yeah, play to learn to play. Crypto college wanna see you win every day. Yeah, hey, play to learn to play. Crypto college wanna see you win every day. Play to learn to play to earn every day. From the metaverse to MetaMask, educate on every task. Doing live streams, NFTs, cryptocurrency, everything you need. It's the future, yes indeed. Let's go.
welcome everybody to our random impromptu crypto college update with live stream interview with Tipsy Turtles here, and we will go over the specifics later in the show. But first, we have some roadmap to go over, and hopefully, if I have anybody in the chat, if you can tell me if that background music isn't too loud, that would be great. Let's just go ahead and make sure everyone's good. So the first thing I have up on the screen here while we wait for people to chime in is the Bitcoin chart. It's been like maybe 2-3 months since we've talked about the Bitcoin chart because there wasn't much going on. I think 2 months ago we were debating on whether or not we were going to see 20K and 25K, and everyone knows how that happened. So it's been a pretty weird time for us because last time at 72K, all-time highs every day, broken every day, there was hysteria and mania, and like things were going up 1,000%. It's been weird, right? Has it been weird for you?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, just to watch. So personally, I thought we'd be in euphoria right now.
Yeah,
thought
I
that,
was expecting ADA was going to be at least $3.
Yeah, I was hoping for it too. Not only for my bags, but I thought that traditionally, it would seem that ADA and alts would follow Bitcoin price action. So hitting all-time highs, I expected that we would at least test where we were just a few years ago or a year and a half ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm just like sitting here on the sidelines confused. But it's been busy for us regardless. I'm going to pull up our roadmap here. So posted on our website at cryptocollege.vip, we have a lot of links. We have a roadmap. And what we had planned as of November 11th for Q1 was multimedia content creation as a service. That's softly launched. A white paper overhaul, we have yet to do that. We're going to have an Easter egg hunt like we did at Carta Station last time. And maybe you guys will join us for this time. That was really fun. And then I think we're going to be doing a St. Patty's Day thing. And Crypto College trailer is going to be released soon. Our CCC roulette wheel, that's kind of worked. We've launched our information desk and our Web3 review series. I think we've actually launched the first Carta Station review, which was good. If you have it over to our cryptocollege.com X account and scroll down, we've added a few new events too. We've opened our trading center. So our trading center is generally behind an NFT gate. And it's been going wild. Now, granted, when we're in a bull market, you can pretty much throw a dart at a dartboard and not miss. But there's been some big liquidations. I think we just broke world records for liquidations. So March 1st, I believe, we opened up the trading center. And we have one thing that makes our trading center unique. Well, here's what I'll say first. The trading center is open for the next 20 days, I believe, free to the public. And one thing that makes the trading center unique is that there's 24/7 live portfolios that you can follow, along with helping get everything set up, trade following, trade callouts, and different trading profiles you can follow, different risk strategies. But a lot of our lead traders have like a 95 to 99% win rate. And one of the crazy things is that that makes us different is that you can just ask for a P&L and they'll just pull it up live stream and just scroll through the last 100 trades. So it's not like anything's a secret, not like anything's behind, like the manipulation tactics that a lot of people do where they only show the wins. On the Twitter, we just have people posting and it's just like people have 2x portfolios in 2 weeks in the trading center. And it's been pretty incredible. So it's free. I recommend everyone join. We've already had like 2 people start with $100 and they're already up to 3 in like 3 days. So it's easy. It's fun. We've opened the gaming center. That's been great. We just launched our Baldur's Gate 3. Have you played Baldur's Gate 3?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
But I am actually very keen on. So, well, I know, from our own prior conversations, I had a good idea, as to what you guys are about at Crypto College. But what I didn't know at the time, because the last time, I checked out, the website and where you guys were, there wasn't a trading center. So I'm actually interested. So I'll swing by and see, what's good.
Yeah, we have to do a little bit more marketing on that point because the Discord is locked. So you can't see it until you have the NFT. Then you have the NFT, then half the Discord pops up. But now that we opened it, you should be able to see everything. But the gaming center, one of the big things we do, maybe our biggest thing, is play to earn gaming. And we're not just on Cardano, we're everywhere. And so we're going to do something a little fun. One of the games we've been playing for a while is on the Binance Smart Chain, which is called Splinterlands. And it's essentially like sort of a Hearthstone Magic the Gathering hybrid where the cards are NFTs. And it's very cheap to get into, like $10. We have traits in our NFT collection that give you free delegations of NFTs, a little card deck you can start playing with. We have a bot that automatically plays for you every day. And it's been running for like almost 2 years now, uninterrupted. So we're going to open some. I bought about 10 packs here. It's just like every other trading card game where you open some packs. So I'm going to open 10 packs and we're going to see what I get. It's always fun opening stuff on live stream. I've saved it up. But yeah, I mean, the current price is like 3 cents and the all-time high is like $1.08. So the SPS is pretty incredible. And yeah, everyone wants some packs opening here. So wish me luck. Hopefully I get a legendary. I opened 500. B Shrine says I opened up with $500 and I'm up to $15,000 and I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, opening the packs. Let's see what we get. I think this cost me maybe $9 right now for these packs. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm getting absolutely trashed. I didn't get a single legendary, no epic. Whatever, that's fine. That's probably like $4. So I lost like $7. But who knows? Maybe the cards will go up. But yeah, Splinterlands, it's been there for us. It's not everyone's cup of tea. But we have weekly brawls. I think we give away $5 twice a week of Crypto College coins for the one who does the best in our brawls. And brawls is basically like you battle other guilds. And so we do that. There's regular earning. It's pretty fun. I recommend everyone join if you like P2E. The game we're eyeing on our sites right now is Heroes of Mavia, Mavia.com. It's on the ERC Ethereum chain. And you don't need an NFT to play. It's free to play. It's on mobile. It's in iOS and Android. And it's pretty fun. It's just a regular city builder. We've just created a guild in there. We don't know anything about the earnings yet. but there are literally like a dozen games we play that are active right now. Heroes TD just went up, I think 1,300% this month, their HTD coin, which is pretty incredible. We've been playing that for about a year. The Thetan Arena we played last year, 2 years ago. That's another mobile and desktop game that hasn't pumped yet, so we're waiting. Yeah, Eric's laughing at me in chat. He says I just got wrecked with opening those packs. That was the worst Splinterlands marketing. Yeah, I should have reached out to them and said, hey, you guys might want to pump these packs. I'm live streaming it. But anyway, yeah, Crypto College, we're doing everything. We do everything at Crypto College, whether you want to do trading, whether you want to do play to earn, whether you want to do just learn, whether you want to create content, whether you want to flip some PFPs. We can do that too, even though that's not our big thing. But we do everything, so you definitely want to make sure you head over to cryptocollege.vip, subscribe to all of our socials, head over to our X account, still getting used to saying that, and yeah, just follow up. We just had a Flip the Dip event. That was pretty fun. And today, which is our big event, we're doing a live stream interview with the Tipsy Turtles. The Tipsy Turtles is a Cardano-based PFP NFT project that's also going to be moving into Web 2. I don't know if you've announced that yet.
Well, yes and no. So, okay, I mean, it's fine. We can release
I didn't spoil it. All right, good. So, yeah, we're going to move on to the interview portion and just sort of get right into it. But first thing I'll say is if you want to go to the X, and it's at Tipsy__Turtles. It appears that they have also done the same convention that we have with the double underscores. That's pretty funny.
Spot on.
And make sure you go and follow. I'll put my own opinions on what I have after we answer some basic questions. But is there anything you want me to have on the screen while I'm asking questions or while we're going through the interview? I just have your X account up.
For sure. I mean, like, you can stay on the Twitter page, but maybe scroll down, because I think what might be cool for a lot of people to see is that we actually release animated content on a weekly basis. You can that's the last episode release. So maybe just like some early spoilers before we get into the top, but we'll release another episode tomorrow. We'll drop the poster for it today, but I guess more on that later. Nate, I actually want to plug something for you real quick. So when you were when you did your own plug and you were saying what's happening over at Crypto College, everything is happening. What you left off, which is actually something that we're interested in, is from like a guidance perspective, from not only tokenomics but other areas in Web3. So that's something that we're interested in, like as a company. So I just wanted to plug that for you.
Yeah, no, that's great. So yeah, one of the benefits we started in early 2020 with mining, cryptocurrency mining. We started as a mining group, and we sort of morphed into everything. We started on Ethereum, and went over to Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, Solana, Near Protocol. I could probably, let me go through my MetaMask. We have the Ronin sidechain, we have the Hyde sidechain, we have ADA now. So we've been on every chain. We've been through like 2 PFP NFT play to earn cycles. We've been through like the cycle so many times, and part of what comes with that is a lot of our community are like hardened veterans in regards to all the bullshit that you deal with when you're on anything that's not Cardano, where it's like, get the token address, add the contract address, go here, that's only on this chain, you got to go here, bridge it to here, upload it here. So they've gone through it all, and a lot of our community is really robust. And so what comes with that is we've seen so many projects rise and fall that when people are like, oh, I have this original idea, generally we're often like, oh, you mean like these 4 other projects that rugged? And so we often and oftentimes for free give guide other projects, especially ones that we're involved with or partnered with, because obviously it's sort of like pumping our own bags, but in the most mutually beneficial way possible. So yeah, that is a service we offer. If you're want to start your own project, or you have a project and you just want some free consultation, at least let us know. We can help you with the tokenomics, and with some of the marketing, and as well as some of the just general project guidance as a whole. 100%. So let's get to the first question. What is your name, and how are you involved with Tipsy Turtles?
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jamion Jones. As you know, Nate just pointed out, I'm the founder of Tipsy Turtles. So I'm the voice. So if you've ever heard us on Spaces, like over on Cardano, I'm the voice behind the project and the face, so to speak. Uh, I'm what would I say? I'm head of project. I lead on marketing. And we're a team of six, so it's not the case where I'm also the developer, where I'm also the community manager, where I'm also the guy who's doing the animations behind the project, where I'm also the guy doing the illustrator, doing the illustrations. I'm head of project. I oversee the day to day. I act as the face and voice, project direction, strategy, that kind of a thing. So that's how I'm involved with the Tipsy Turtles.
Uh, Excellent, perfect. When was the Tipsy Turtles founded? I see you have your X account as May 2022. Were you before there somewhere else, or is that when it started?
So all right. So even though the account was, what would I say, opened or registered in, I think it was May 2022. I think, as you stated just now, we actually didn't start posting until December of 2023, so late last year. Um, and we didn't start releasing animations until probably like the animated series. I guess we'll touch on that a little further down, but we didn't start releasing animated content until round about the first week of January or the last week of December. But I said that to say that prior to starting this project, we're an OG in the Cardano community. We've been around for quite a bit, like personally, not like in the capacity of a project. But we said to ourselves that, hey, people are gathering around static JPEGs. What if we did something cool and brought our talents to the space and made a cartoon using everybody's favorite profile picture projects? So when we had the idea, we said, all right, you know what? Let's snag the name and write the script, get into production, and a year and a half later, we launched. And maybe that should give the audience some context. Animation is very heavy and very involved. It takes some time to move from pre-production to production to like release. So yeah, that year and a half was spent getting ready. We produced 36 episodes, but I guess we'll get more into that further into the interview.
Yeah, for sure. So for those in 3 sentences or less, what is Tipsy Turtles?
All right, perfect. So we're an animated series for the Cardano NFT scene. We've used over 20 characters and from people's favorite profile picture projects, and we release them on a weekly cadence. But there's more. This is more than 3 sentences, but forgive me. The Tipsy Turtles actually segues into something very interesting, something that we believe is novel. It's called Tripod. So if you mint a Tipsy Turtle, it will effectively act as your membership pass to a travel club and DAO that sends its members on free or discounted vacations. So when you watch the series, guys, you'll see 2 turtles on the beach like every day alongside multiple characters from the community. The question is, how did they get there? The simple answer is Tripod. They were able to afford to be on the beach because of the DAO that we're looking to build. So again, maybe let me just dial it back for the 3 sentences to do a better job. We're an animated series for the Cardano NFT scene that segues into something bigger, an entertainment, effectively like club via Tripod that sends its members on free or discounted vacations.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna play a quick 14-second animation right now, your most recent one.
Thank you.
A message from our sponsors.
I think it started at the date. Yeah.
The gate's closed.
Kill Kongs.
Yeah. Spot on. And well, I know you probably
From our sponsors.
yeah, precisely. So I don't know if like, well, your audience likely follows PFP projects like on Ethereum and probably Cardano too, but Sappy Seals actually just dropped Little Sappy as well. It's a derivative project that has co-sign from the original creators. They literally just launched, I think it was like 2 days ago on Monday. So we said, you know what, it's best to release the episode like around Sappy Seals, around about the time, to see if we could get some traction. So that episode actually tells the origin story about how Sappy Seals came to Cardano. So many people don't know this, but Dirtbirds, decided to do a cross-chain play through an active community member that I call JK. He reached out to Wab and I think Farmer Nash and onboarded them to Cardano and said, hey, this is how, you do XYZ. So it was actually Dirtbirds a long time ago, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, that introduced them to the ecosystem. And then this episode now, it plays on the idea of gatekeeping. So basically, Chill Kongs was saying, exactly. Chill Kongs was saying, all right, don't let these guys into the ecosystem. That's what the boss said. Let's do what the boss said. And then Dirtbirds didn't listen. And then you obviously see our character there too. They let them into the ecosystem, and here we are. Little Sappy is minted a year and a half later.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I didn't know they were that. That's pretty creative. I wonder if that's obvious. I wonder if other people are picking that up, because that's super creative. I'll have to go back through and maybe we can make that sort of like a weekly recap for our information center in Cardano. We can go over and sort of like reinterpret the Tipsy Turtles
series
videos, the web series, and it sort of serves as like a historical document, a running historical ledger. It
literally does. It really
that's
does.
pretty funny. So the animations are very unique. I don't see that being done a lot on almost any chain, at least not as consistently. And was that always a plan from the beginning?
Yeah, that was the idea. We wanted. All right, so my background is in content marketing, and I believe in feeding the content monster. I don't want it to be a case where I release something and then you don't hear from me like 6 weeks later. I don't think that that's the way to build traction, especially in an ecosystem where everybody's attention span is pretty short. Maybe if this is something that you're interested in, like I think you're in the Discord if memory serves. We actually have all the episodes easy to track, all in like one channel called Watch Season 1. So I mean, if you want to probably just like look through some of the episodes, maybe that's something that you guys could do. But to get back on track, like that's the idea. Each week we release content. When we just started, we released 2 episodes a week. Right now we dialed it back down to 1 episode a week because we're trying to plan for season 2, which I guess we'll talk more about later in this interview. But what we try to do is when we talk to communities, like we get a feel of like maybe like insider history. So that was actually a big moment for Dirtbirds, because like a lot of ETH liquidity came over and bought into the project, and floors went up. A lot of people were highly critical of bringing Wab over, because I don't know if you know his personality, Nate, but like he can troll. He can pick fun. So like some people or some folks on Cardano NFT Twitter are a bit sensitive. So it like was a whole controversial thing. So I thought, all right, this would be the perfect thing to kind of highlight for Dirtbirds, and it played out because here where a Little Sappy's just launched. So yeah, it's an insider kind of joke, but it's with reason, because we try to ensure that we know the communities. You know what I mean?
Earlier, there's 2 things there. So earlier you said that they had utility, and the second thing that you said, there's season 2. So what's the deciding factor between, what's the significance of season 1 and 2? Do they mark a start and end point of something?
So all right, and this is actually a pretty good question. The idea is for that to be the case in the future. So the mint is actually a SIP68 mint. So for those who aren't familiar with Cardano standards, basically it's the kind of standard that allows for you to do cool things. Like these NFTs are readable via smart contracts. So it's the case where you could do some updates. So if you want to let's say adjust a background based on, let's say, the theme of a season, you can. So in the future, like season 3 and beyond, it will mark like the start and end of something. But season 2 is just basically like a continuation of what we did on season 1. We're just going to continue including more Cardano-based projects as we start to introduce cross-chain projects, and then like expand the series to multiple ecosystems. But season 2 is again going to be mostly focused on Cardano profile picture projects and Cardano adjacent projects.
Gotcha. So there's a general theme for that. With season 2, when did the Tipsy Turtles launch?
Yeah, so we launched on February 25th.
Oh, so recently, yeah.
It's so just recently. We're still minting actually now. We only made like 1,000 NFTs available for sale, so very low supply. Still minting. So if you guys are interested in what we're doing, like you're interested in supporting creatives, you like the content, feel free to mint. And if you're interested in novel utility via Triplet, which is going to be released towards the end of Q2, like free and discounted vacations. If that scratches like any interest of yours, feel free to support the project as well. But yeah, we minted on February 25th.
Now you have a utility here. There's before I get into that, obviously with any PFP, there's some sort of a rarity chain. Are in regards to the utility that you haven't yet described, are all of the NFTs equal, and is the traits just cosmetic, or are there certain rarities? Do certain rarities give you certain other privileges?
So it's a combination of both, but for the most part, all NFTs are leveling that. So all right, maybe let me start with the utility, right? So going back to
I will talk about that, but I want to see the reason I brought that up was because I just want to know if should somebody just get their foot in the door right now. You know what I mean? If someone's like,
sure.
Or should they hunt for something specific? Like, oh, if I really want to be immersed into this, I want a legendary trait or something. Or if for most of the time, just buy the floor, sweep the floor. You know what I mean? I just want to get my foot in the door.
Precisely, just get through the door. No need to focus on one of ones just yet. There will, or even like rarer traits just yet. But there will be like what would I say, further down the road, like opportunity for, let's say, like further use and utility for like rare traits. But for now, my best advice would be just to get in. No need to like do too much rare hunting. Although I'm sure there's some pretty clever pickups. So like if you head to CNFT tools, you'll see probably like you'll see the rarity rankings.
Oh yeah.
And maybe some people aren't so like keen on the fact that okay, these traits are actually pretty rare. It probably makes sense to pick up something like this. So if you want to, from a collector standpoint, there's opportunity right now that people are probably not keen on. If you scroll down a little bit, because there's something that I noted. Scroll down a little bit on JPEG Store. There's actually so look at that one listed for 300 ADA. That's actually a one of one.
This one?
There we go.
The hockey?
Yeah, man. Hockey, it's actually a one of one. And I'm thinking because we released rarity rankings about like a little less than a week after mint. This person listed it before then. So I'm thinking that you probably don't know, like what they have. So that's an opportunity.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So now let's get into the utility, because I personally know that it's a whole different topic. That's why I wanted to segregate it. So the utility, I know it's somewhat based in the web too, but what is the hope of utility for a Tipsy Turtle? Now it's a 29 or what's the hope for the utility?
Yeah, so if maybe you could just look at the project description really quick. I just want to just pull that up.
On Tipsy Turtles?
Right, no, you can go back to JPEG Store. Yeah, so like if you see right at the end there, like it mentions triplet, right? And I know I would have mentioned it earlier, but to get in maybe more detail so it paints like the full picture. So we are currently that's not it. Like go back. Yeah. So head back to maybe Tipsy Turtles page. I'm wondering if head to or Twitter.
Say it again.
Head over to Tipsy Turtles Twitter.
Oh,
I'm wondering if we did like a recent post. And then scroll down a bit. Like probably scroll down. Probably a good. You know what? Strip_hut. Maybe that would be easier. I thought that my recent post that I tagged Trip. Here we go. So the page is not active yet, but we're about to launch, in short order. So to give you guys color now, right? We said to ourselves, what, we're based in Jamaica. I have a co-founder, David Harris. He's presently opening up a resort for sandals in St. Vincent. I myself, I worked on for the Jamaican equivalent of AAA, the Jamaican Automobile Association. I worked on a product called Student Membership, where basically we were trying to introduce travel-based benefits to students for signing up for their membership package. So I said this all to say that our background leans heavily into the travel industry, and we said, you know what, let's see how we could actually, so just like how we did something novel with Tipsy Turtles and introducing animated content on a weekly basis, let's make the series so that we can do a clever segue into when we launch this next segment of what it is that we're working on at Yard Labs. So TripHut is going to send all Tipsy Turtles holders on free or discounted vacations via 3 means. Now, when we launch, which we're aiming for the end of Q2, TripHut smart contracts are currently in audit with Anastasia Labs. On the development side of things, if you guys are familiar with the Cardano ecosystem, we worked with Canonical. Those are the guys that did JPEG Store's smart contracts, their first set of smart contracts, and we worked with M Labs, which is a big dev shop based here in Cardano too. We worked with them to develop, our smart contracts to kind of manage our shared treasury. So let's go into those 3 forms of utilities now. The first that will go live is travel grants, right? So if you hold a Tipsy Turtles, you will get access to this shared treasury that's actually sponsored by, and you guys we can't drop the alpha yet, but just know that we're backed by major entities. Project Catalyst, we won funding in Fund 9 and Fund 10. Development Bank of Jamaica, so our government supports us and seeded us, and Aspire Fund Management Limited. We recently just closed a venture capital deal to pursue TripHut. So I say this all to say that a major partnership is coming on stream. So when the treasury does go live, it will be seeded to send people on free or discounted vacations. So once a month, that's how we're going to start it. Let's say you in the audience, for example, say, okay, I've never left the US before. I'd love to see what Jamaica looks like. You can submit a travel request to the community. The community would then vote on said travel request.
Through you guys?
Right, through TripHut,
Okay.
correct. So you'll be able to do all of that on the platform. And then once the winner is decided, which is calculated on a relative majority vote basis, part of the funds will go directly to your wallet for pocket money, and the rest will go to a third-party wallet, the travel agent, to book the trip. So, and this grant is up to 1,800 USD. So that's the first thing that comes live.
Once a year or once a month?
Once a month. So, every month there'll be a draw. And remember, it's just 1,000 NFTs. We're going to be a smaller community intentionally. So this benefit, and I'm going to come to it because I know some people will say, all right, but what if I don't win the grant? Is there a way to benefit from the NFT? And you'll be spot on. That is exactly the plan. So the second model now for utilities, again, remember our background is in, the travel industry. What many people don't know is that third parties, hoteliers, some of your favorite hotels, they're only booked for 70 to 75% of the year. So 20 to 25%, or 25 to 30% of their room space is unoccupied at parts of the year. Now, that seems like a waste, right? You just have that nice room there not doing anything. What if we were to say, all right, please allow us to pass it off? So rather than it be a case where you don't make any money, how about we pass that off to our community, at a huge discount, let's say 30 to 60%, right? That's something, and there are companies that do similar kind of vibes. They buy rooms in bulk in some cases, like Gustazos, or they just build a deep enough database to be able to warrant to third-party providers to say, hey, we have a bunch of people interested. Allow us to sell these room spaces for cheaper, and we'll get them sold for you. So that's the plan. So we'll be able to do this worldwide. So it's a case where once you hold a Tipsy Turtle, you'll get access to that plethora of partnerships that we're going to be implementing worldwide. So it's not a case where if you don't win a travel grant, you have to feel sad. There's no way for you to benefit from the club. That will also be a case. And I mean, there's a third model, but I've been waffling on for too long, man. So,
let me clarify the second part. So I get the travel grant. I'm assuming, is that to pay for airfare and for someone to come? That's what you mean by the travel grant? So when they get there, what happens? Do they buy their own hotel, or you're saying that's where the discount comes in, where you do the negotiation between hotels to also apply the discount? Or is it the 1,800 goes into the plane, airfare, and the hotel?
Right. So it goes into, airfare and accommodation, but in Jamaica we have a little term that says anywhere it maga it pop. So let's say you wanted to go to, and I'll explain what that means shortly. But let's say you're an American and you want to fly to Jamaica, right? The airfare, like the round trip, is cheap enough for it to be the case where you could book like a modest hotel for like 150 US dollars a night and still be able to like, pay for the airfare, so all your expenses are covered. But the thing though is that we don't limit people. So let's say you want to go to some place farther than, let's say that's farther out from where you live. Obviously, like airfare would now take up the bulk of the spend. But to come back to the phrase, anywhere it market pop is like it's a limit of 1800 USD. So if it's a case where you can think of it as or phrased as this, it's 1800 USD towards your trip. So if you want that money to go towards airfare alone, that's cool. If you want it to go towards everything, that can happen. It just depends on, where you're located and where you're traveling to.
So when you said that you're doing this monthly selection, I'm assuming you're going to randomly select through the NFTs.
So, all right, at first, and I don't know, based on like a prior discussion, so we are going to do, let's say, raffled giveaways. Like basically, it's going to happen at random. So you hold one, at random we'll select someone. But in the short term, like when we launch, it's going to be vote based. So, and we did this for a couple of reasons. If you guys are familiar with Project Catalyst, we wanted to make it a case where you're incentivized to hold more than one NFT, not only like from a raffle perspective, but you'll have more votes in the DAO if you hold more than one NFT. So let's say you purchase like 30, and like you through your interactions with the community, you met like a couple other people that probably hold 2, 3, 4. Like you could, just like with Catalyst, look to whip votes to say, all right, I'm submitting a travel request. I'd love to head to Jamaica. I have 30 votes because I have 30 NFTs. You have 4. Just continue to support me and let's see if I can win this round's travel grant. So I wanted to incentivize holding more NFTs, while we wanted to enable a vote-based selection, and then we're also at a further date going to introduce the section.
We just had I just somebody in the chat said I just swept a few turtles from the store.
Wow, so, man, thank you.
So all right, so you said the second thing, let's say you don't get the travel grant or you don't want to spend the time doing it, there's other benefits. This is where I'm assuming it's sort of like a Web 2 business where you have these personal relationships with locations, hotels, and maybe even airfare, where you can maybe supply some sort of discount to the holders if they just want to take a random trip by themselves.
Correct. So if you guys are familiar with Gustazos, and if you're not, it's cool.
What is
maybe
that?
You can give them a Gustazos. So GUZTAZOS. So like they're a Caribbean-based brand. So basically, they do something similar to what we're doing. What they do though is they know the same thing that we know, in that your favorite like hotel chains only book like 70% of the room space. So what they do is they go in and pitch and say, all right, we're going to buy up those, assuming the same thing is going to happen year to year, which it honestly normally does. Sometimes they have a bit more sales, sometimes they have a bit less. They go in and say, all right, we're going to buy those rooms for dirt cheap. Let's say at like 40% the normal rate, or 50% the normal rate. Then we're going to sell it to our deep base of community members at like a 60% discount, at a 30 or 40% discount. So like they make money on the spread. So they don't charge membership fees. They're basically free to use, but like they make money on that spread. But we're thinking we might incorporate that model, but we're thinking to do like a membership based play. Like where the Tipsy Turtles like your lifetime membership to this type arrangement. But rather than have it be the case where we pitch on buying the rooms in bulk, we just pitch on like marketing value alone to say, all right, work with us. We're currently building out like a community of like people interested in this sort of thing. Allow us the opportunity to try to cross sell it to them. Which I wouldn't take any spread. So like it's a case where whatever discount we get, we pass it off directly to community members. So we want to play with that model. If it doesn't work, we probably lean into more what Gustavus does.
Now, this you may not have an immediate answer for, but you know how when there's a lot of Cardano meetups, there's a lot of conventions. Is there a plan, or can there be a plan to where, even though you're traveling and you're going through Tipsy Turtles, is there a place I can go, or like a bar, or like a place where, you know, maybe there's a little Tipsy Turtle setup, you can take a picture in front of it? Do you live down there? Can we meet you?
Yeah, I live in Jamaica. You can meet me if you ever take out any of the opportunities.
If you're gonna fly me out with $1,800, I'm damn gonna meet you. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna go meet you. You just paid $1,800 for my trip, so yeah, maybe take a picture, get a nice T-shirt while I'm down there. Wear my Tipsy Turtle T-shirt while I'm on the beach. You know, that would be nice.
That would be great. And honestly, from a marketing and branding perspective, it is something. So that's actually a good suggestion. I thought you were going a different place, because I thought you were going to say something along the lines of, what about Cardano events? How about sending people to those events? And I was going to say, funny enough,
that is a good idea too. Yeah.
I don't know if you'd appreciate. Yeah, some alpha. We started talking to NFT XLV about doing exactly that. So I think their event is in November. So we're thinking to skew the travel grant to send people to that event for that month. But that's not where you took us, so that's fine. That's a great suggestion. It's definitely something I want to work in.
Now, makes sense. Are you being down there? I'm assuming you might already probably have connections. Are there specific Tipsy Turtle like hotel? Like, you want to have a Tipsy Turtle hotel or something, or is it like sort of you're just basically a travel agent who's in Web3?
So, all right, you're pulling the alpha out. I wasn't going to go too much into it, because I like to take things in stages. I don't want to tell people like the grandiose vision too early, but honestly, I think it's a great use case for those to like pool capital to build out your own experience. It is literally, I had a call about it this morning with an architect that's, he's an in-law. And we were thinking that because we can get rooms built for dirt cheap. Like he was just telling me this morning, we could do, I have to do the USD calculation in my mind.
Hey, hold on, your hockey was just bought. Somebody just bought your hockey turtle.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Let's go let me go pull it up, and let's just go through. While we have an insider, let's just go through and tell me which ones are 1-on-1s, and we'll sweep.
All right, so.
And tell me how much we should relist it for too. No, I'm sorry. Keep going. I was just joking around. Okay. So yeah, finish what you were saying with your architect in the hotel.
Yeah. So all right, let me maybe answer your question directly first, and then I can come back to that conversation that I had this morning. But we would love to build out our own experience where if you hold a certain amount of the fungible token, that's alpha, that's to come down the road, you can stay at the built experience for free. So if you guys are familiar with those, and I know you guys are, if you've been in the space long enough, you must have heard of, let's say, the Constitution DAO. Over on Ethereum, I think back 4 or 5 years ago, a bunch of strangers got together to try to pool capital to purchase a copy of the Constitution, the American Constitution, actually. They ended up pooling, I think, like 48 million USD, but they lost the bid. But the reason why I mention them is because it's a popular reference case to kind of get people familiar with like what's possible. You and a bunch of strangers could pool capital to buy something that you probably independently couldn't buy to mutually benefit from it. So what if we did that with a boutique hotel is the idea. What if we built out and this is sustainable, I guess I'll expand on that. But let's say we did like a 15-room boutique hotel, right? And we said, all right, we are going to sell 70% of that to the public. And by that, I mean just like your classic Airbnb setup, allow people to book that for, let's say, 150, 200 US a night. That covers not only expenses, but, you go into profit, if you can get that level of booking. And that's the average. If you have a good experience, you can book 70% of your room space for the year. Now, the remainder of the room space, what if we allowed the community to stay at that space for free? So it's not a case where you guys have to worry about airfare and accommodation. There's some place for you to stay in a country where you're always welcome. So I think that that would be a cool example of, you know, pooling capital to do something with a shared benefit. So I say that to say that that leans into what you're asking. I wasn't going to talk too much about it, but that is it. And then to come back to the architect conversation this morning, so I was looking at the market and saying, boy, man, original, I guess this is alpha 2. We were thinking, all right, how can, because 770,000 was the original budget to get something like that done.
The
But
hotel?
we said to ourselves, yeah, the hotel, like fully equipped, like landed, like you'd be able to after we have that amount of money and we deploy it, have like a place to stay. The same 14 room space. But we said to ourselves that, man, like, you know, crypto is pumping, you know, people kind of want to hold on to like their ADA. For example, like how can we get this done for cheaper? So like my in-law, my uncle-in-law, my wife's uncle, he's an architect and like he does contractor work, and he's in the area of the country that we want to be in because he built like an Airbnb, I think like 4 spaces, and he's purchasing property that side now to build out more. So I said, you know what, he's in the same area, let me link with him to see if something can happen, like what, to hear like what he'd have to say. And he said, yeah, brother, like, you know, we're family, we could work out something for you. And then he gave me a ridiculous quote. Like he said something ridiculous, I couldn't believe it was this cheap. He said something to the effect of, I can do 8 rooms for 24 million JMD. That works out to like 100 and maybe 70,000 USD. So yeah, so
Wow.
that would bring down the amount that we need to raise to less, like if you know this works out. So I said this to say that there's a bunch of cool things. So it's not only the travel grant, it's not only the discounted like partnerships with third parties. We could, if you guys are game, like if the community wants to take this direction, we could build out like our own experience. And I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, in my head, I'm imagining, you know, because I'm assuming that 1,800 stacks on top. So, I mean, you're looking at, let's say you have your own hotel and you one room every month. You're going to have somebody, you know, coming to the Bahamas with a vacation, either getting voted on or selected. And, you know, there's a little, even if it's a little cubby in the corner, or you have one specific Cardano room, you have a nice little Cardano painting on the wall. You know, maybe Charles gets to stay for free. There's a little cooler. There's a little mini fridge with snack energy in it. You know,
Yeah, man.
and you get
You're
to tip and
thinking
pay an ADA. Yeah,
that's what we're thinking, man. I think the community, I think there's a lot doing something like this, and people miss this, you know. There's a lot of marketing value around the things that we're doing, the animated series and the like having a hotel. If we built like an experience that Charles could stay at, for example, or you know, popular community members could stay at, or even like regular standard community members can stay at, like once there's a space that, wow, Cardano, the ADA is accepted here. There's dedicated branding, like these guys are, all of this happened because of the community and it's managed like in part like on the blockchain. That has innate marketing value to get like a lot of people talking about what it is that we're doing. So it's just down to us to get comms right at the appropriate time. So we're kind of taking our time like on this because we want to ensure that this becomes what I know it can become. Like this innately, like the word of mouth that we can get on this can spread. So yeah, man, excited. You got me pumped. Like that's,
so
that's what we want.
So you're still minting now. You only released it. You said you released 1,000 of how much? NFTs.
All right, so it's 1250, but the treasury, so what we did was, because it's such a small collection, to align incentives, the treasury minted 250. So that's like the giveaway wallet,
Right.
You know, that's for the team, that kind of a thing. So there's only 1,000 of that 1250 for sale. So yeah.
So
And you can mint.
so the 1,000 of the 1,250, right? So in total, there's 1,250, right? Okay, all right. So the full collection, what's available to mint is available to mint. If that mints out, what do you see for Tipsy Turtles in the future?
Yeah, so if that mints out, a couple of things, man. So one, it means season 2 can surely happen of the animated series. But not only that, and this is important too. I was even telling this to like, you know, some guys from the community. What's very important is for us to be able to like showcase traction. So we're backed by the government of Jamaica. We got funding from the Development Bank of Jamaica, from Aspire Fund Management Limited. If we are able to go back and say like we've sold out the collection, like we've bootstrapped a community of like our first set of users. Like it's actually a big deal. Like, what would I say? This is the kind of conversation so that they know they bought into the vision, obviously, because they funded us. But like now it's time to like make that vision real. Like if we go back to saying, hey, we sold out our collection, like that does the world of great for us because now we can get even more support. We want for it to be the case where the initial treasury isn't even seeded by community funds. Like we have the Jamaica Tourist Board, for example, funding the initial treasury. So obviously they don't want to skew the trips to Jamaica, but that's fine because they're effectively helping us bootstrap to kind of get like proof of concept going. So that's like the vision and idea. So it helps us, it gets us funded to fund the season 2 of the animated series 1. And it also helps us like say, all right, we have like our first set of users for Tripod. So you're a Tipsy Turtles holder. That's how Tripod is accessed. If you guys participate, like we have what we need to kind of, all right, this is what our current users are doing on the platform. These are the adjustments and tweaks we need to make, and then work it so that we can scale in the future. So yeah, that's how I'd answer.
Do you propose your current business model? I'm assuming with the way things are going, it may very well be possible that you can accept ADA for pretty much anything. I'm sure if you have someone interested enough, you'll do it anyway. But
Correct.
Is there any plan for a Tipsy Turtles token or anything?
Not for Tipsy. The only token that we'll be launching is one for Tripod. So
okay,
but
okay.
Look at them as sister projects. So it's a case where it's one and the same. It's the same team executing both projects, and one connects to the other. So yeah, that's what will happen.
Okay, yeah. And I'm on the Yada Labs here with all your projects too. I'm assuming that's the general umbrella organization.
Spot on. So that's registered as a limited liability company here in Jamaica, and those are the things that we're pursuing.
Yeah, I mean, excellent. I'm laughing because I'm reading the chat here, and people are people are putting in bids, and I went in and put bids a little bit higher than what they just put bids in.
Oh boy.
So, but yeah, so that sounds great. I'm gonna see how much we have. Minting's open. You don't plan on stopping the mint at any time, right? You're just gonna leave it open.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it. I think here's the thing. As more episodes are released, as we come closer to Tripod launching, the word's going to go out about what's happening. Actually, with such a low supply, I'm not even going to say what's on my mind. I think you guys have been around long enough to kind of know where this is headed. If we deliver on what it is that we say that we will deliver on, we will not only mint out, but I think we're going to have a pretty high floor. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good. There's a lot of ways you can go with it. It's a Web 2. It's a tried and true business model. I mean, you're not trying to overpromise. So one of our big things with our community is that we do project reviews, and a lot of the times it's internal. Our community is skilled enough to where they can recognize a quick rug. And one of the things we say is some of the best money to be made in cryptos are rugs or Ponzi schemes, But we're really big on not just shitting on, oh, it's a Ponzi, screw it. It's, hey, look, I've properly identified it as a Ponzi, so let's change our investing method with the understanding that it's probably going to rug and it's probably going to, so it's not about, like sort of only picking the best or only picking certain things. It's about, we're all here to make money, right? At least that's what it's sort of like a big alpha group. So during the review process, we're often incentivized to really take a deep dive into a project. And since our project is always reaching outward, it's essentially a project for partnerships and continual expansion. That's how we grow. That's how we keep bringing in new, I don't want to say new revenue, new resources to the community. It's not a zero-sum game. We're not just selling a product to the community and they buy back. So it's when we partner or when we invest any time or resources into another project, there's usually been some review process beforehand. So our community knows that when we bring a project on for a live stream interview, or when we bring them on for a partnership, or when we mention them at all, that it's not just simply an off-the-cuff thing. The founders or whoever's brought it's already done their due diligence, and they've said, okay, this is an established business model. This is a high chance of success. We don't want to invest time in a sinking ship, So we want to pump our own bags, and we can't just do a thing. We don't have anything invested right now. Well, a couple of us do now, but the whole reason I say that is because when I first saw your business model, and we had a meeting prior, in full disclosure, talking about your business model, I was immediately like, the whole reason I took the call was because it's just a regular Web 2 model, and people often try and make new businesses up, and it's the weirdest thing ever. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you just they try and take on too much? Most of the time, you can do a regular Web 2 business, which is essentially what we are, but you add Web 3 and you've just eliminated like 75% of your overhead. So, that's the business model we've approached. Does it make sense? That's one of the biggest questions you can ask is, does it make sense in Web 2? If yes, then there's low risk. I mean, the only thing you're missing is capital, and a location. I mean, it's not a matter of how. That's already been established. That's a tried and true method. And so I bring that up because it's not I don't want to say it's not hard. It's not complex. It's not that you need 3 planets to align for this to happen. It's literally just this could have it's just when the money's there, it begins. So
Nate, like, I have to stop and say something, man. Sometimes, all right, so I'm always nervous to talk to, all right, when people don't have like an understanding of certain like industries or certain business models, they actually think that what I'm trying to do is complicated. It's not. So that's why, like, I'm always cautious to say, all right, let me probably only communicate 2 models so that people don't have too much to chew on, get confused. But honestly, it's something that's simple. Like, it's what happens in Web 2 now. It literally happens in Web 2 now, and they're profitable models. So literally just using like the token to raise capital and the NFT to like kind of like identify as membership, and then obviously further down the road to add utility to the token. Maybe the token adds additional voting power, that kind of a thing. It just makes sense. I don't know how else to phrase it, like, but sometimes when I communicate like all 3 models, people start to wonder, like, is this thing like too, what would I say, confusing or cumbersome? I don't think it is. Like, room space, partnered room spaces, being able to pass those off to you at a discounted rate because of the fact that only 70% of or 70 to 75% of rooms get sold anyway. Like, it makes so much sense. If you're willing to do the coordination work, which we are, it's what people do when they want to make money. Gustazos does it, Airbnb owners do it, hotels do it. Like,
I'm going on a cruise next week, and I just got upgraded for free because when they have the room available, they're going to upgrade because they're going to get better reviews. So it's not a complicated thing. The air travel's been doing it. Everyone's been doing it for 100 years. I'm more upset. I get upset when people mess up in Web3 often, because they'll like make a game and they'll try and make a play to earn game, and they're like, we're going to be like World of Warcraft plus this plus Mario plus all these games. And it's like, just remake Mario with crypto, and everyone will be, remake Super Smash Brothers with crypto, and I mean, you'll be successful. So people always try and take it one step further. Sometimes simpler is better. I mean, it's a travel. You have an umbrella organization, which is great. You can spread out. You have an infinitely expanding business model. Sure, you can start on Cardano, but there's no reason why you can't just remint on every blockchain. And have maybe isolated separate pools for each thing. So it's a no-brainer in regards to the business model. It's not complex. I can understand if you're not a traveler how it may seem complex and it may seem like you're promising this random stuff, but they generally just don't understand how the travel industry works. The profit margins are so high they can afford to give away stuff for free. Yeah, it makes sense that Web3 can just take Web through. This is a prime example of where it's a Web2 business model, and adding Web3 to it just reduces the overhead further and makes it faster. So it's great. I wish to see more projects that are like this. I'll close out with saying I hope your art is great. I'm not much of a PFP guy. I don't hold a lot of them. I think that a lot of times people say they're like, oh, the art is great, and it looks like to me it looks like some edgy 16-year-old going through some hormone things, like Druid in class, where they're always like their tongue sticking out and they're a skull and it's on fire, and and they're like, oh, the art's so great, and I'm like, I don't know, man, it looks like I would have bullied that kid in high school, and so but no, this is fun. It's the contrast is great. It's simple. They essentially are just voucher tickets. They're really pretty voucher tickets. The quality's there. So yeah, I put in some offers. I think they're great. I think they have some real world utility that makes sense to why you would need this. It would be very difficult to do this in Web 2. You would need an entire IT infrastructure. Yeah, I mean, in closing, I think it's great. I wish you all the luck. I hope you mint out. I hope you mint out after my offers get accepted, and then you can mint out. But Crypto College has a DAO, so hopefully your partnership works out. Things start picking up, and maybe the market picks up, and maybe, right, this is how Crypto College works. If you're successful, I'm successful. So we can buy 5 to 10 in bulk, maybe work out some sort of deal with you for those pre-minted 250 for some of them, put them in the Crypto College DAO, lock them up, and then pass those rewards down to our NFT holders, and get those NFTs taken off the market permanently. So yeah, I mean, that's our model. So the more projects that come up like this, like Future Fest, we have future bots on standby in our treasury. The more projects that pop up like this, we're just gonna grab a few of them, put them away, and then pass them down to our members. So yeah, that'd be great. Hopefully it works out. So then I have a uninterrupted chain to the Bahamas, and I can come down there. We can maybe even host little meetups. So if you have any closing remarks or anything, other topic you'd want to bring up, I think all the questions are pretty squared away. So any closing remarks you want to say to us or your audience?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So I see that you guys have already got to work and picked out some needs on secondary. What would really help us if you guys support the mint as well. If you guys are interested in minting, you can head over to Tipsy Turtles Twitter page. That's Tipsy__Turtles. In the pinned tweet, you'll see the mint link. The mint link, we're working with Saturn, quick and easy mint. Yeah, it's just 94 ADA. You guys know what it is. You've heard what it is that we're up to. I think we're very entertaining from an animation standpoint and a very promising project from like a utilitarian standpoint. So if you guys could continue to support, I'd be grateful.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this impromptu live stream, little review. We'll see you on X, and I'm sure we'll be doing other stuff. I'll keep an eye out. Maybe I'll watch some of your videos. Maybe I'll if I didn't know they were that deep, so maybe I'll go through and do a quick little explainer video for a lot of people in the community, because they are pretty fun. And so, yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me.
And you're now in Crypto College too, so you're an honorary member. We'll see you at the trading center. And hopefully we can make some money. The market can pump a little bit today. We can all make some money, and we can all go buy some Tipsy Turtles.
100%, man. Thank you for having me, guys. I will definitely keep in touch. I actually need your help with tokenomics, but more on that later.
All right, man.